Welcome for a new lesson. Today, as written in the title of this video, we're gonna see different ways to express the duration in French. If you're beginning with the language, this video is made for you. Thank you for joining this lesson, and don't forget, if you do have any questions, any struggle with French, grammatically speaking, or about conjugation, or anything else, don't hesitate to leave a message and I will be happy to make a video about it. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's not wait any longer and let's discover a few words very useful to express the duration in French. Let's start with dans. Dans, it's a word that you can translate in English by in. In this context, it will mean something that will happen in the future. I will come to see you in 5 days, for example. You can use dans in French with two different tenses. You could use it with the present and the future. Je viens dans 5 minutes. I come in 5 minutes. Or I could say, using the future, j'irai en Espagne dans un an. Both are right. Dans indicates the future and present tense is allowed in that case. However, when you're going to use the future in French, it will sound more like a project, something a bit bigger, which is the same thing when you say going to and will. Will is more a project. Going to has something a bit closer. It's like a near future thing. So this will be the same thing. But it's not an obligation. You could say, I will be here in 5 minutes. Je serai là dans 5 minutes. It's a project, very short term, but it's working. So dans, present, future, it's alright. You will also be able to use Ilia. Ilia means ago. Il y a un an, j'habitais chez mes parents. In English, you will say the time first and then ago after. In French, you will say il y a first and then the time after. Il y a will be used to talk about something that happened in the past. So the tense you're going to need to use in that case, it's a past tense. You could use imparfait, you could use passé composé if you wanted to, but you're going to be talking about something that happened before. A month ago, il y a un mois. A week ago, il y a une semaine. 2 hours ago, il y a 2 heures. It's always referring to the past. Now let's have a look to en. En also means in, but in that case it's not something in the future, like how long before it happens, but how long you need to do something. What is the time you need to accomplish something? And in that case, you can use the present, you can use the future, you can use a past tense. It doesn't matter. You're just expressing the time you needed to do something, the time you need to do something, or the time you will need to do something. Je mange en 10 minutes. I eat in 10 minutes. J'ai appris le français en 1 an. I learned French in 1 year. Je finirai mes devoirs en 1 heure. I will finish my homework in an hour. En referring to the time you need to accomplish something, any tense. The next word we're gonna see to express the duration will be pendant. Pendant, it's a word you use to express something limited, when the time is limited. Pendant has a brother, durant. That sounds like during, because it means the same stuff. Pendant will be used with any tense, present, future, past. That's not a problem. What is going to be important is to be sure you're talking about something that is limited. For example, you could say, j'ai vécu en Angleterre pendant 5 ans. I lived in England during 5 years. Past tense, limited time. As a present tense, I could say, today I stay for 1 hour, during 1 hour. Aujourd'hui, je reste pendant 1 heure. Présent, present tense. Or you could use it in the future. We will go on holidays during 1 week. Pendant 1 semaine, referring to the future. Now, careful. Pendant can be used a tiny bit differently if you want to say while. Pendant que. Je mange pendant que tu parles. I eat while you're talking. For example. Also, you can use pendant if you want to talk about a general statement. Like, for example, if I say, pendant les vacances, j'aime dormir. During the holidays, I like to sleep. General statements, pendant les vacances, during the holidays, as it's something I like to do as a habit, for example. And the last one will be depuis, which means since, and you use this to talk about an action that keeps going on, something that started in the past and keeps going on until today. Like if I say, for example, je travaille depuis 5 mois. I work since 5 months. Depuis will be used mainly with the present tense, but it can also be used with the past tense. Most of the time, you will say je travaille avec toi depuis 1 an. I work with you since a year. If I said je ne travaille pas avec toi depuis 1 an, it's kind of weird. You couldn't say ne pas. This negation wouldn't be working because logically in French, if you don't work with someone since a certain amount of time, it means then not anymore. So you can't really say je ne travaille pas avec toi depuis 1 an. You will say je ne travaille plus avec toi depuis 1 an. Be careful because this is a common mistake. Ne pas including depuis in the sentence, weird. Ne plus with depuis, alright. Now, what is interesting is that if I use past tense with depuis, it can be a bit weird, but not totally wrong depending what I do. If I use passé composé, j'ai travaillé avec toi depuis 5 ans, it's weird because j'ai travaillé, it's supposed to be an action that it's at some point and then that's it. It's passé composé, it's just at some point in the past. But because I'm using depuis, which is supposed to refer to something that lasts in time, passé composé doesn't work. However, you can use imparfait. Je travaillais avec toi depuis 5 ans. I was working with you for 5 years. But then, when you say this, it's something that belongs to the past that it's already over. Because if it just keeps going, you use a present tense. So if you want to use imperfect, je travaillais avec toi depuis 1 an, you're going to need to add something that will break this action. Je travaillais avec toi pendant 5 ans quand je suis tombé malade. When I got sick, for example. When I got fired, quand j'ai été renvoyé. You're gonna need to add something because depuis is supposed to be something that keeps going. If you use the past, something needs to happen at some point. If not, present tense. Now, another thing. Point number 2. If you use a negation, je ne bois pas d'eau depuis 1 an. Depuis means since. But if I say I don't drink water since a year, that means that before I did. So since, depuis, and pas won't work really well together as a present tense. Instead, you will say plus. Je ne bois plus d'eau depuis 1 an. I don't drink water anymore since a year. Since a year, I don't drink water anymore. This will be making more sense. Now, if you want to create a negative sentence using past tense, then you can use passé composé. Je n'ai pas bu d'eau depuis 1 an. I didn't drink water since a year, and that works. Je n'ai pas bu d'eau depuis 1 an, and in that case, pas is good. You don't need to use plus. It's fine. And I hope that last point wasn't too confusing. If you have any question, don't hesitate to leave a message under this video. One more time, don't forget to subscribe. If there is any videos you would like to see on this channel, again, don't hesitate to write it in a comment. And I see you very soon. À bientôt.